Commander Alex Mercer stood at the helm of the U.S. Shadowblade, his weathered face illuminated by the soft glow of holographic displays. The stealth frigate hung in the inky void of space, invisible to both sensors and the naked eye. Alex's piercing blue eyes scanned the tactical readouts, a grim smile playing at the corners of his mouth. "Status report," he barked, his gravelly voice carrying the weight of countless battles. Lieutenant Commander David Chen, the ship's XO, stepped forward. "All systems nominal, sir. Stealth systems at 100% efficiency. The Zarkonian fleet remains unaware of our presence." Alex nodded, his mind racing through potential scenarios. The Galactic Alliance had been locked in a brutal war with the Zarkonian Empire for the better part of a decade. Despite the combined might of a dozen alien races, the Alliance found itself on the back foot, outmatched by the Zarkonians' superior technology and ruthless tactics. That was before the humans entered the fray. Earth had been a latecomer to the galactic stage, only achieving faster-than-light travel a mere 50 years ago. When the Zarkonian threat emerged, many in the Alliance had written off the primitive humans as cannon fodder at best. How wrong they had been. While other races relied on overwhelming firepower or advanced energy shields, humanity brought something entirely different to the table: stealth, precision, and an unparalleled mastery of special operations. Sir Chen's voice cut through Alex's reverie. "We're receiving a transmission from General Jek Tai. Priority Alpha." Alex straightened, adjusting his uniform. "Put him through." The holographic display flickered, resolving into the imposing figure of General Kaksek Tai. The Andorian's blue skin and antenna created a stark contrast against the backdrop of his command center. Commander Mercer, the alien's voice resonated with a mix of respect and urgency. "The situation has escalated. The Zarkonians are preparing to launch an all-out assault on the Rigel system. If they succeed, they'll have a clear path to the core worlds." Alex's jaw tightened. "What are our orders, sir?" Kasek Tai's antenna twitched, a sign of agitation in his species. "Your mission is to infiltrate the Zarkonian command ship and neutralize their leadership. Without centralized control, their assault will crumble." "Understood, General. We won't let you down." As the transmission ended, Alex turned to his crew. "All right, people. This is what we've trained for. Suit up and prepare for insertion. We leave in 30 minutes. The next half hour was a whirlwind of activity. Alex led his team of 6 operators through final equipment checks. Each man was a pinnacle of human special forces training, combining the legacy of Earth's most elite units with cutting-edge technology. Their armor was a marvel of human ingenuity: adaptive camouflage capable of bending light and masking heat signatures, powered exoskeletons enhancing strength and speed, and neural interfaces providing real-time tactical data. In the hands of these warriors, even simple kinetic weapons became instruments of unprecedented precision. As the team assembled in the Shadowblade's deployment bay, Alex looked each man in the eye. There was Staff Sergeant Mike "Ghost" Riley, the team's sniper, his lean frame belying his lethal accuracy. Corporal Ahmed Cypher Nazari, their tech specialist, fingers dancing over holographic interfaces as he made last-minute adjustments. Private First Class Dmitry Bear-Volkov, the team's heavy weapons expert, stood like a mountain, checking his formidable arsenal. Rounding out the squad were the Cohen twins, Eli and Avi, demolitions experts, whose synchronized movements spoke of a lifetime of shared experiences. And finally there was Alex's right-hand man, Master Sergeant John Doc Sullivan, whose calm demeanor masked a fierce intellect and unparalleled medical skills. "Gentlemen," Alex began, his voice low but intense, "I won't sugarcoat this. We're about to attempt something that's never been done before. The fate of billions rests on our shoulders. But I want you to remember something: we're not just fighting for the Alliance. We're fighting for Earth, for humanity's place among the stars." He paused, letting his words sink in. "The Zarkonians think they've seen everything this galaxy has to offer. They think they know war. But they've never faced anything like us. We are the shadows that strike without warning. We are the silence before the storm. We are humanity's best, and today, we show the galaxy what that truly means." A chorus of determined hooahs echoed through the bay. "Ghost, you're on overwatch. Find a perch and keep our exit clear. Cypher, you're with me, we're heading for the command center. Bear, twins, you're our distraction. Make it loud, make it messy. Doc, you're our floater. Be ready to assist any team as needed. Questions? Silence met his query. Each man knew his role, honed through countless missions and simulations. Then let's move out. For Earth and the Alliance. The Shadowblade glided silently through space, approaching the massive Zarkonian command ship. At over 5 kilometers long, the alien vessel was a behemoth of war, its hull bristling with weapon emplacements and energy projectors. Yet for all its power, it remained oblivious to the tiny human ship slipping past its defenses. Using the Zarkonians' own sensor blind spots against them, the Shadowblade maneuvered into position beside an emergency airlock. With a soft hiss, the human operators were expelled into the void, their suits automatically adjusting to the vacuum of space. Alex led the way, using short, controlled bursts from his suit's thrusters to guide him towards the airlock. Cypher followed close behind, his fingers already working to bypass the alien security systems. Within moments, they were inside. Wherein Alex subvocalized, the team's neural links allowing silent communication. Execute your objectives. Maintain radio silence, unless absolutely necessary. The team split up, each group heading towards their designated targets. Alex and Cypher moved swiftly through the ship's corridors, their adaptive camouflage rendering them nearly invisible. They encountered several Zarkonian crew members, but the aliens walked past, unaware of the human infiltrators in their midst. Meanwhile, Bear and the Cohen twins made their way to the ship's main reactor. Their objective was not to destroy it that would alert the entire fleet, but to create a series of controlled overloads that would tax the ship's systems and keep the crew distracted. Ghost found his perch in a maintenance shaft overlooking the hangar bay. From here, he could cover their eventual exfiltration point and provide overwatch for the entire team. Doc positioned himself at a central junction, ready to move wherever he was needed most. As they neared the command center, Alex and Cypher encountered their first real obstacle, a secured bulkhead with multiple Zarkonian guards. Alex's mind raced, considering their options. A frontal assault was out of the question. The noise would alert the entire ship. They needed a diversion. As if reading his mind, Bear's voice crackled over the comm. Ready to light this candle, boss. Give the word. Alex allowed himself a small smile. Do it. Seconds later, the ship shuddered as a series of explosions rippled through its lower decks. Alarms blared, and the Zarkonian guards snapped to attention, barking orders in their guttural language. Now, Alex whispered, and he and Cypher sprang into action. Moving with inhuman speed, thanks to their powered armor, the two humans incapacitated the guards before they could even register the attack. Cypher immediately set to work on the door's security system while Alex stood watch. Wherein Cypher announced moments later, the bulkhead sliding open with a soft hiss. The Zarkonian command center was a hive of activity. Alien officers rushed from station to station, trying to make sense of the chaos erupting throughout their ship. In the center of it all stood the Zarkonian fleet commander, his scaled skin a deep crimson, 4 eyes darting between various holographic displays. Alex and Cypher moved silently around the perimeter of the room, placing small devices at key structural points. These were not simple explosives, but rather highly advanced neural disruptors, another product of human ingenuity. When activated, they would render every Zarkonian in the room unconscious without causing permanent harm. Just as Alex was about to give the signal to activate the devices, a young Zarkonian officer turned and locked eyes with him. For a split second, time seemed to stand still. Then, the alien opened its mouth to sound the alarm. It never got the chance. With reflexes honed by years of training and combat, Alex launched himself across the room. His hand clamped over the alien's mouth while his other arm wrapped around its neck in a sleeper hold. The Zarkonian struggled, its strength impressive, but no match for Alex's augmented muscles. As the alien slumped unconscious, Alex noticed the room had gone eerily quiet. He turned to find every Zarkonian staring at him, momentarily frozen in shock at the appearance of a human in their midst. Now Alex roared, dropping all pretense of stealth. Cypher activated the neural disruptors, and chaos erupted. Zarkonians fell to the ground, their complex nervous systems overwhelmed by the human devices. Those furthest from the disruptors managed to stay conscious, reaching for weapons or communication panels. Alex was a blur of motion, his combat training and powered armor allowing him to move faster than the eye could follow. He disarmed and incapacitated 3 Zarkonians in as many seconds, while Cypher's precision shots dropped 2 more. The fleet commander, however, proved to be made of sterner stuff. The massive alien shrugged off the effects of the neural disruptor and charged at Alex with surprising speed. Alex met the attack head-on, his armor's servos whining as he grappled with the Zarkonian. It was a battle of raw strength versus human technology and skill. The Zarkonian's multiple limbs lashed out, seeking weak points in Alex's armor. But where the alien relied on brute force, Alex employed leverage and technique, using the Zarkonian's own momentum against it. With a swift series of strikes to key pressure points, a technique developed by human xenobiologists specifically for Zarkonian physiology, Alex brought the alien to its knees. A final, precisely calculated blow rendered the fleet commander unconscious. Breathing heavily, Alex surveyed the room. Every Zarkonian was down and Cypher was already at work on the command consoles. Status report, Alex demanded over the team's comlink. Reactors singing our song, Bear's gruff voice replied. They'll be chasing ghosts down here for hours. Exit is clear, Ghost added. But we've got increased activity in the hangar. Might get hairy on the way out. Understood. Cypher, how long? The tech specialist's fingers flew over alien interfaces. 2 minutes to complete data transfer and initiate fleet-wide systems crash. Alex nodded. Doc, twins converge on our position. We're leaving in 3 minutes. The next few minutes were tense, filled with the sounds of distant alarms and Cypher's rapid typing. Alex stood guard, every sense on high alert for potential threats. Done, Cypher announced, transmitting retreat codes to the entire Zarkonian fleet. As far as they know, the order's coming straight from the top. Alex allowed himself a grim smile. Good work. Let's move out. The team regrouped and began their exfiltration, moving swiftly through corridors now filled with confused and panicked Zarkonians. The aliens were too preoccupied with the cascade of system failures and contradictory orders to pay much attention to the small group of humans in their midst. As they neared the hangar, however, their luck ran out. A squad of Zarkonian elite guards, apparently immune to the false retreat orders, blocked their path. Looks like we do this the hard way, Alex growled. Bear, twins give em hell. What followed was a display of combat prowess that would have been impossible for any other species. Bear's heavy weapons tore through the Zarkonians' energy shields, while the Cohen twins moved in perfect synchronization. Their demolitions expertise turned to devastating effect in close quarters. Alex, Cypher, and Doc weren't idle either. They darted in and out of cover, their shots finding weak points in Zarkonian armor with unerring accuracy. And through it all, Ghost's precision fire from his distant perch eliminated any alien that managed to gain an advantage. In less than a minute, the Zarkonian elite lay defeated, and the path to extraction was clear. The team piled into the Shadowblade, adrenaline still pumping through their veins. As the ship disengaged from the Zarkonian vessel, they watched in awe as the massive alien fleet began to disperse, following the false retreat orders. Mission accomplished, Alex breathed, allowing himself to relax for the first time in hours. Take us home. As the Shadowblade slipped away unseen, the Zarkonian assault on the Rigel system crumbled. Without leadership, and with their systems in disarray, the once mighty armada fell into disorganized chaos. In the days that followed, the story of the human special forces' incredible feat spread throughout the Alliance. The tide of the war had turned, all because of the actions of 7 men who had done the impossible. Alex stood before the Alliance Council, his team arrayed behind him as representatives of a dozen alien races looked on in a mixture of awe and disbelief. General Kessektai stepped forward, his antenna quivering with emotion. Commander Mercer, on behalf of the Galactic Alliance, I extend our deepest gratitude. Your actions have saved billions of lives and may well have turned the tide of this war. Alex nodded solemnly. Thank you, General. But we were just doing our duty. For Earth, for humanity, and for the Alliance. As the council chamber erupted in applause, Alex exchanged glances with his team. They had shown the galaxy what humanity was capable of, and this was only the beginning. The age of human special forces had dawned, and the universe would never be the same.